Oh, he's crying. We're very sorry. It's very difficult, This is the situation of Manipur, which I think the viewers will see. People will understand. This is the real story of Manipur. Hello and welcome to CNN News 18. This is Kamalika Gupta. Manipur has been violent for more than 1 month, and Manipur is not coming back to normalcy. There is huge problem for the common people of Manipur, which probably nobody is understanding. That's the feel inside the people of Manipur. They are saying that, and we have some very heartbreaking stories. Both the communities at one point of time, they were staying together. Even 2 months before, they were staying together. And one Methi couple, one Methi girl fell in love with a cookie boy, and they got married. They had baby. But in this turmoil, this baby and the mother was killed. Their ambulance was set. They were coming in an ambulance, and their ambulance was set on fire 1.5 weeks ago. We have with us Joshua, the husband, the father, the husband who has lost his wife, the father who has lost his child. He cannot speak. I will not tell them welcome to CNN News 18 because this is really not a moment to welcome because things are not good. And we have with us Joshua, who can't understand and speak other languages apart from his language. And that's why we have with us Len, who will be actually the bridge between our viewers and him. He'll be the translator. So, I really don't know how to start it, how to ask this bereaved father, bereaved husband, that what went wrong, what happened that day. Lee.
Therefore, Sunday, May therefore news ayin sinyasu Chico Mola Kona Bankarasiamba May Fay Hon Bankarasiam Batasu Ogal Songlung Pokat Min Songlung Kangsuk Songlung Tais a Kap Hin Kyot Kaile Kiem Lam Pe Mot Lang Armikem 1 kilometer tabang
they were very staying in a far place from the mountainside, but there was a firing going on between these groups. So that's when his son got shot by a sniper. One, yeah.
They were in an ambulance, right? Both the mother and the son.
But that part he hasn't shared.
Yeah.
Kap kawasu kay kui kaya kasi kahung ale kahung kile langa he papa tini vei ai samin kum vei san na asu mai changin ang kain siya wasu kaloy nun tada angang yadre an masa ko na su army ho MI ruma kapulu rehi
See, the child was inside the house and the father was outside where he went to collect water from the well. So the child called him out, father, 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 and then somehow uh, there was a shot from a sniper and he was hit. So the wife called out to Mr. Joshua and he said, Dada, our child has been shot. So that's when they rushed him to the MI. Actually, they were taking shelter in the army camp because the villages were all burned around them. So till that time, the child was shot. They took him to MI room, and that's how the next phase will be telling us about the ambulance, the way they were taken down to Imphal.
Okay, so first it was they were in the camp, and then there was a sniper attack where the child was shot. And then they were taking the baby, the mother was taking the baby in an ambulance, right?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Ka MI Ruma ko pay pat Jason Army Major Pass Omgi in Anoya Hon Fon Wale Mansun. So kem sunga kitong kain yorix la adiu hi mati asasu ambulance ko wa commando ho gypsy thuma hong wa hong pui hi pansu sik.
See, this is how it happened. I mean, at that point in time, the commander wasn't there, so the officer, the
At
subordinate.
that point of time,
At that point of time at the camp, the commanding officer wasn't there. So the subordinate had to call the commandos, and they were making preparations for the child to be transported to another location for treatment. So, one second. Don't say it.
So commando hon rimsa dinga po hitan sa so may leo mo hon anatin wa hin lamsang thu ki ja danan lamsang tin zo tham khat sa kil roi sem ba tin pa ki wa roi sem ba so ambulance kuma kasapato aloinu to aloinu may thai mama tidia mo thum so ambulance nga so maya wo na go sa hitai jet port 7 p.m.
What he's saying is, after.
oh, he's crying. We're very sorry.
Yeah,
It's very difficult. This is the situation of Manipur, which I think the viewers will see. People will understand. This is the real story of Manipur, where it is really heartbreaking when he is telling the story of how his son got shot and then they had to take him to the hospital and what happened. I'm really sorry, but this is the real story of Manipur, I think. Yes, Lynn, you were telling.
They were taking the son who was already injured for Imphal, right? Dreams, because the mother is from the Meitei community and the auntie Lydia is also a Meitei. So they had this hope that at least they would be spared. And since the child was already shot and then he was in need of medical care, they had to take him to Reims in Imphal. So on their way, they were stopped by a mob of. I mean, we don't want to take the names, but obviously it's the Meitei mob, and they pleaded. She told them that she's their daughter. I mean, she was a Meitei and married to a cookie, so they didn't listen to her, it seems, and then she was burned alive along with the son and the friend in the ambulance, alive. So it is difficult for a person to even interpret the story. So
I can understand. I can understand. And this is for both the communities, We are not naming any community, but definitely there are heartbreaking stories from both the sides. The people, the miscreants, they have to understand that violence has no community. Violence has no community, and peace is something which is very much required in Manipur. I mean, let's hope and let's pray for that. Would just also like to ask him that now how he thinks that peace can come. More than 100 people have died. He is there, it's his story, but there are also 100 people whose families are also crying like he's crying. What according to him is the solution? When you fell in love, you did not remember now he's from other community. So what can really bring back that thing? What does he feel? I don't know. I don't know. He's not, must not be feeling anything. But if he has some suggestion.
in a chain home in na may here cookie the was looking like the kitchen. Why he chum nail or the same if you keep all that it chain home taking same explain the
Some nahi they omin peace am lo le kyong ki siam de tam ho ban ne hin kite minority him as a mo tam na hi amon dei lo al kon se yong le thei lo hin tam na hi om pha ka se in tam nau ma le nung teng wo ma chen thei kit yu pa hi ka dei ne.
He said, in spite of the sufferings, all he wants is peace, and that peace is what will, enable us to settle in our villages, and then rebuild our lives. Uh, he said the cookies are minorities in the state of Manipur, so the majority has to take the responsibility of bringing peace. That is his appeal to the majority Meiteis, because he's married to a Meitei and then he seems to understand the general.
So, so basically, his appeal is that, in spite of all these sufferings, but in what way and why things are still not falling place is a big question. Probably it is not also possible for him to answer that.
Yeah, yeah.
But, people who are fighting of both the communities, who are setting things on fire, uh, he must have some message for them because they also have some family at the end of the day. So what is, obviously it's very tough for him to say all these things, but would he appeal something to them who are uh, creating problem and who are setting things on fire, that how to, what is he going to appeal to them?
Tu ki kap tu lai ho na boy ni se mo hi ni se pe na bo ki pil di chu cham na lo le na tau te ma win ti ho ni se no ma ti ni chu.
Lo ki kap to hi kinga lo wa le yesu zan ni lang zan neo yom le bona mi hung tam thi ding teng le pi se thei wa lo dai tai sia he tu tua ge wa lai tai communal tension hi sakat ang wa lai tan tun birine yang thieng tan chamna siam hin modin yang chen khat sa sei hi lai chamna thu in sa sei hin sia yang hi chamna hi thei lo danin ta ge din
Ki kap tu.
ki kap to ho he ai thei a le bot sai na mai thei lang ho ai lo le ko ki lang ho mai pum tha hi ngau tin peace lang go bol te ti apil ka bon min.
He is angry, is very saddened by the fact that the PM hasn't spoken a word on Manipur.
You could say a little loudly.
He's saddened by the fact that the Prime Minister of the country hasn't spoken a word on Manipur, in spite of so many being killed, and he is not very sure about the intention of the CM, though he spoke of truth, but then the intentions are questionable. That is what he's saying. And he appealed to both sides, like without peace, there won't be a future for either community. So he is appealing to both sides to stop the fight and then work towards peace.
If he could say that there was a time when both the communities used to stay together, then why not now? Can he appeal that to both the communities?
Ismail chen khom mi na kitu sela tua hi bola na chen khom mo ki sela na ta chen khom ki ding ki yam pi ni sei no appeal na ba.
Chen hom kit de su ki de ya hin la ma hon alung gel hi u ki te hi cross border terrorist ti nei ngo un sule drak langa hi ku ki te bo ngo un no do de ti je wa hi is un pe lo ku bo hin peace su ki de su ke tai mohin pise ahade no langkana pise wang langkana hi dukite manipula kona no to ding ti mo target ai is mo le long koi
chen khom nam pa
so kukite lungge lawang sun ki sum te man chen khom na ti kalungge
Kulika, what he's saying is the last line that he said is a bit important. He said there are chances or there are ways that we can coexist together again, but with all the name calling and the wrong accusation against the cookies, and with the that is his opinion, with the effort by some radical elements within the valley trying to drive us out of our own state and calling us, narco terrorists and foreigners and all these labelings that is being done from some section of the valley people. These are not the recipe for peace, and then these are the things that prevent peace from coming to Manipur. But he personally felt that if all this stop and people work towards peace, then we can still coexist. That is what he feels.
So, a ray of hope from his tears is still there. More and more families are they like him, like Joshua, who are, still crying at some place for their near and dear ones, like he is doing. And he's saying that there can be a coexistence theory if the hatred goes from both the sides. Right? Is this the message he wants to give?
chen khom chen khom lewang kukilom sa ta ko ji su amo ho ngel hi chilang pang som be si ta hin thi pha khat ki bol kha ja mo han selang ngena amo hon ukite in tun ha ang ha le jing be ukiten amo in ha lan dan khabara so ji bin thil hi khabara di ta cha so ta hun sia thil hawang dei ta po we mo ken kom kit ding hi kinep om be se ta po ye lungel khel lo le
He's saying that though there might be some positive feeling on a personal scale, but looking at how the situation has evolved, the kind of hatred, the kind of venom that it is, spreading in the valley, for every attack that they carried out in their village, and for every uh, retaliation that they have carried out, he doesn't seem to believe that the people in the valley have good intentions and are trying to kind of coexist with us. So he is not very hopeful that we can coexist now after the mayhem and after the incidents that happened with his own family. I mean, on a personal scale, what he's reminding the people is that at one point he's married to a Mete, obviously. So he at one point we're all coexisting, but with all that is happening, he seems to have lost hope on the possibility of staying together, coexisting together peacefully like they have done before.
Yeah, that is obviously the apprehensions are there because it has gone on his life that we have to definitely think that something who has lost his own near and dear ones and that to own family, like things were really different now when they got married. Did they ever feel, I mean, I am very sorry to ask, still, did they ever feel that this community will be a barrier anytime?
Zinu to nakichen, mele le emi kichen na. Hichi keni kilum sila na kajine kachka insum sim common til antong kat mele le kuki kichen da boy ni deti hoy. Nanagel ka to ay ipi ngela atis.
ka gel po ye ji su ma peni ka kichen jong hi ka loi nu hi Christian ho hi dei ji a su Christian to kichen de mo ya a su ta su ka kum han jong ke kum som la nga ka lien zo e ka loi nu kum jong de Christian a hi no ya su me thai to kichen Christian hi lo ji ya su aku mun ki to yang le ko chen hon hin tabang kina ki sau ki gang hu min te ti agyal phanai sa he.
What he's saying is this kind of mayhem or the kind of trouble between the two communities, something not even in the realm of possibility. That's what he's saying. His wife, fortunately for him, she wants to be a Christian also, so it was like easier for them to kind of marry, and the kind of life or the kind of condition that exists pre-exists the 3rd of May in Manipur. So people coexist and people intermarry and people live peacefully, and then people share as well as people coexist. But so marrying a Meitei or a Kuki and a Meitei woman getting married was never a hindrance, and the kind of trouble that we see today was something unimaginable at that point in time when they got married.
So that clearly shows that there was a time when things were different. There was a time when both the communities stayed together, and that's why they fell in love and got married. Because never in their imagination they thought that something like this will happen to their life. So definitely, it's a very heartbreaking story. And from CNN News 18, our appeal to the viewers, to everybody who will be seeing this interview from Manipur and people who are from Manipur living outside, please bring peace in any way. We don't really know what is the theory, but this is the story. This is the heartbreaking story of a father, of a husband who has lost everything. And even then, he's saying that coexistence is possible if hatred is withdrawn. So let's withdraw that hatred and let's see things should fall in place. There should be a better day for Manipur, and nobody should have a story like Joshua. Thanks a lot. I'm very sorry. I can understand, your pain and tears. And let's hope that through this, a better Manipur, we'll see a better Manipur today. Because every day morning, it does not feel good to see stories of violence from Manipur.